Carry on.
It's working. It's been a while. I've forgotten how to set all this up.
I started wearing this hat and with this beard and this hat, I look like Steven Spielberg from the 70s.
You do look like you should be
I look like a 70s film producer.
giving
Do you know what I mean?
giving Harrison Ford a bollocking or something.
I do, yeah. I looked at myself in the mirror this morning, and it's like a bit 70s. It's like got a big peak on it and a flat thing, and I've got a bit of a beard going on. It's like, I look like fucking or George Lucas.
George Lucas, yeah.
That's it. It's not Steven Spielberg. It's George Lucas, isn't it?
He's another beardy
Twat.
I'm not going to say that. I don't know him really, but you know.
I'm talking about me.
Oh right, I see. All right,
He's
yeah.
another bearded twat. Yeah, dear. Oh, I can take it. It's all right.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Movie directors, they're kind of I don't know. I can imagine it's a bloody stressful job, really. When you know, it's not just going say that. You know, having to coordinate everything.
Imagine. I mean, you know yourself, don't you? As a band, there's only 5 of us, and it's other bands. You look at other bands, and it takes its toll, doesn't it? Trying to work together. Can you imagine? Imagine working on a set with. Hundreds of not just your crew. You're working with actors and actresses, and they've all got their own agendas to some degree of how they want to see it on screen.
People management, isn't it? It's
you've got to tell. Yeah, you have got to tell Harrison Ford. You know, fucking rein it in, Harrison. It's not the Harrison Ford show.
Yeah, well,
it's the Jar Jar Binks show.
Yeah,
Mr. Jar Jar Binks. Or whatever, you know.
Well, because I'm sad. I used to watch all the extras on like the Lord of the Rings, you know, DVDs and the extended versions and whatever, and they really go into so much detail, like into what went into making them, and they shot for like a year and a half. You know, they just did all the principal photography in that, like in just 18 months or whatever straight. And you know, this was like in different parts of the country, and they had to build sets and.
Yeah. Well, I watched. It's funny that because I watched the first one for the first time in years the other day. It was on telly, and I was having my tea, so I rewound it and started watching it and watched the whole thing. And my view on it's changed a little bit because you love it. I know you love all that. There's a few things I noticed. Isn't our fucking cheesy?
It's cheesy.
I remember watching it the first time, and it is a great film, and I do love it, but it's fucking corny in places.
I think it's aged a little bit.
Do you know, it's like
it's. Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember it being this fucking like corny. Not corny, but yeah, a bit cheesy in places. And I tell you another thing I never spotted before. This is a real nerdy detail. You'll probably have noticed this. I never noticed it. I only know because I remember listening to The Hobbit when I was a kid. There's a bit in Lord of the Rings, the first episode, where they're camping and they're at the place where all them trolls turn to stone, aren't they?
Yeah.
I never noticed that the first time I watched that film.
No.
I thought maybe because they played it on telly again the other day, it was like they were playing like an editor's cut, director's cut.
I see, yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, I never noticed all the big stone trolls from The Hobbit. They stop there, don't they?
Yeah, there's a few
anyway.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, I never noticed that the first time round. But it is a great film. And somebody else told me, I think I was having this discussion the other day about this film, and somebody told me, I can't remember who it was, said that when they were filming in New Zealand, they came to do at some point they were filming some beautiful shots. They'd left it, and then on the day they wanted to start filming, it started pissing with rain, so they had to superimpose a lot of the scenery in when the scenery was right there. Because the weather
closed
came
it
in, and it's like, no!
I can imagine.
Left it too long.
Yeah.
You know. But they are magnificent films, aren't they? Stories are fucking amazing.
Well, just the logistical, you know, kind of thing that goes into making films, really. Even music videos, you know, it's as we've kind of discovered, you know, it's it's not just point and shoot. You know, you got to plan these things.
Yeah, definitely. You do become. You do sort of get ready. You do know, though, after a while, don't you? You know, you're like, right, yeah, we know what's coming up. We'll go set the gear up. Yeah, we need to be here. You sort of know the routine, don't you?
And to trust the process, to be like, why is he asking us to do that? Or why is he up there? Or why, you know, what are them lights doing? And then you just, it'll all come together. These people know what they're doing.
Yeah. And it's so much in the edit as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how much, you know, like you say, you see bits, you think, have you got enough of that? Hey, is this going to be all right? And then it's like, right, and they come with the edit, and it's like, wow, right, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit like recording, you know. You've just got to make sure the raw material you've got is good, you know, and then you can sort of massage that and come to life. But if what you've got is crap, like when you're recording, it's unlikely you're not gonna, you can't polish it, you know,
Can't
so to
polish a
speak.
turd. Yeah, no.
It's so just get it right at the source. I have no idea why we're talking about this right now. That's not what we're going to talk about. You know?
Oh, it's because I look like George Lucas.
Oh, that was it, George Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough about
Massive Wagons podcast. Yeah.
That's us, yeah. 250 here again. It's always the same. It's always the same too, isn't it?
It's always the same too.
We'll have to try and get somebody else. We'll have to get Stephen Bowser in here one day. Do a podcast. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I think it will.
I think it'd be a good idea.
I'd like that
It
bit.
just came to me then.
I'll have to get me my A game on for the edit, you know, for that one.
Yeah.
No, well, this week we're going to talk about, inspired by no recent events whatsoever, nice guys in rock, or not, like, just, you know,
Should a person's character be separated from their art?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah, no, it's not been inspired by any nice guys in particular, or anything.
So-called nice guys. Although it could be the misheard lyric, you know, from our latest single, Night Skies.
Yeah. Who asked me? Somebody asked me recently. They said, "Bloody hell, they're going to kill me for." I can't remember who asked me. It was your man out of the Camera Effect. Fucking hell, top bloody name to scare me. How rude. Anyway, guitar player. He said, he said
Robbie.
Robbie. Yeah, a shout out to Robbie. Camera Effect, check him out, great guys. Robbie. And he said, I love that song. He said, tell me. He said, is it meant to sound like nice guys?
Yeah.
Is the song is the deep meaning there that it always happens to nice guys? Is it meant to sound nice guys? Is that the kind of thing? And I was like, yeah,
completely
that's
intentional.
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's not at all. But I'm like, but that's nice, isn't it? That's cool that he's like, oh yeah, I get it, I feel it. You know, it's nice guys. This stuff always happens to the nice guys. They always get it, don't you know? It always seems to be that way. And then it sounds like nice guys, and it sounds like nice guys. And I was like, no. You've just interpreted it that way. But I like it. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a great thing about songs and lyrics and things. If they're, you know, somewhat more than surface deep, you know, because there's plenty of lyrics out there that really you can't. Don't even try reading into. You know, they are girls. You know, there's not much. Can't really go into that one.
Yeah, what's that about?
But you know, some lyrics, I think written well. You know, you've got to have and I think you do it. I think you do it really well. That layer of ambiguity, that layer of like, it could mean this, it could mean that. You know, or maybe it just is to be taken on face value. But...
I think. I don't think I'm clever enough to go so cryptic. Not cryptic, but I listen to some songs and I have no idea what it means, and then other people going, "This is amazing," and I'm going, "I've no fucking idea."
Yeah.
Is that pretentious, or is that cleverer than me, or that's not my style? I like it to be a little bit obvious, but not too obvious.
No, I fully agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Because otherwise, you know, you've got to set some boundaries. You can't just write random gibberish and then be like, go on, read into that, it means something. You know, that this contrived nonsense.
Contrived. It does. I don't want to sound like a wanker for pulling other people's lyrics down. I won't name any bands, but some of them, you know, it's like, well, people go, these lyrics are amazing, and I'm thinking, I can't write like that because it just means nothing to me. I don't understand what he's saying at all.
No.
Is it pretentious? Is it contrived? Or does it mean something? I can't decide.
There are exceptions to that, though. When you got like Phil Mogg, you know, of UFO.
Oh, well.
They're nonsensical. But he admits that. He doesn't pretend. He even said, I'm sure I've read,
Mexican TV.
He writes just cool phrases that he likes. Yeah. You know, cool, powerful kind of... you know, sentences, and then just puts them together, and they're just cool things to sing. But he doesn't pretend that there's some deep meaning to all of it. It doesn't go and read into that. You know, he just, you know,
he knows it. But the thing with Phil Mogg is, we've gone off course here, haven't we? The thing I love about Phil Mogg is his voice and his delivery.
Yeah, the delivery.
His delivery, like his singing style. It's like that. He kind of like, I don't know. It's weird how he sings. He has got a real unique delivery.
Turn of phrase, yeah. He's got a real unique sort of, like Lemmy did, really.
Yeah.
He'll say a line in a certain way that no one else would, but
yeah, exactly.
You know, just the rhythm of it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Phil Mogg's so unique. Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the point. We do this a lot, by the way. If you've not seen
What
us
happens on
before.
podcasts, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Separating people's actions from their art.
yes. Now,
Really?
of course, there's going to be limits. There's been a few high-profile examples of completely unforgivable offences. Rightfully
Oh, right.
so.
My word. Well, yeah. Well,
But we're talking we're talking like the human element to people.
it will be interesting to hear if people. Well, yeah. It's interesting. I don't know what you were getting at there. I have an idea whether people do still listen to that music by that band, even though that happened. I mean, because that band, I'm sure I don't need to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to give them the fucking time of day to mention the name, whatever you think of it. Do people still listen to that music? Because it's such a massive part of people's life.
Yeah.
And it was. And it was a cultural movement, and people were so invested in it. Can they switch off the music because of what that guy did? Now, the rest of the guys had nothing to do with that. Do you play the music for them? Or have people totally switched off from that music? I can honestly hold my hand up and tell you I know one song by that band. I never fucking I didn't.
No.
I knew the name and no interest in them at all. Did nothing for me. That one song is probably the biggest song they did, the Train one.
I don't.
And it's a great song, but I don't listen to them. So I have no.
No.
I'm not biased either way, but I'm interested to know whether people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, that is an extreme example.
Yeah, well,
and let's just start naming names here. Dave Grohl. Are we going to listen to? Is it going to any Foo Fighters fans in the house? And is what's happened this week? Is that going to?
Get on to brass tacks. Eh?
Well, I can't be asked.
Well, fucking about that. There.
Is it going to stop you listening to the band?
I was talking about Dave Grohl a minute ago.
No.
I was talking about someone else.
Yeah, we were.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Hey? Fucking hell.
I think that's clear.
I can't handle that court case.
But like I'm not really a Foo Fighters fan. I like some of the music, early stuff. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I don't like them enough to buy a ticket. I know plenty of people who do go every time they tour over here, which is, for a band that size is quite a lot.
Yeah, they do all over here, don't they?
I don't think it's really gonna make much of an impact.
I think to somebody that big, his fan base is so passionate and so loyal. They either don't give a shit. A lot of people don't care. It's a lot of the stuff on. A lot of the reason this is such a big deal is because of the internet, because of social media, isn't it?
Well.
Would this have come out? Would this have been published in a music magazine years ago? Would it have come out in?
I mean,
Raw Power or
I dare say
something like that.
I dare say there's this kind of stuff happen. Like it's happening to more like these sort of situations where a famous person, it could be an actor, whatever musician that you like, has behaved in a way nothing to do with music in a private life, and it's if you heard it about anyone, you'd be like, well, it's a bit of a shitty thing to do, isn't it? But
yeah,
this
is but are you sort of human being enough to go, I'm not gonna judge him because I don't know the bloke. I don't know all the facts. I don't know any of the facts. The facts I am being given are being given to me via about four flipping. It's gone through God knows how many channels, and then I'm reading it off the internet the way I want to read it in my head, and then we're making a massive judgment about the bloke's life and his music. Now, if he has come out and said he has, fathered a child by someone else, but my personal view is, I ain't gonna judge the bloke. I'm in no place to judge the guy, and if I like his music, I'll listen to his fucking music. But that's only best. You've seen a lot of comments. I've seen a lot of comments online. People going absolutely outraged. Fucking getting rid of all me fucking. I have seen it. I'm never listening to the fucking Foo Fighters ever again. It's like, wow, bloody hell.
But this is it though. I mean, this is why I mentioned the nice guys thing, because someone like Dave Grohl has got this, he's got this reputation of being the nice guy of rock. That's literally like what they say, he's just, everyone likes him. He's friends with everyone, he's got nothing, no beefs, he's got nothing bad to say about the people. And even when that kind of thing does happen, he's sort of very meh and, chilled and laid back and cool about things. And then obviously something like this happens. Well, you can't really spin it in a positive way. No. It's like, well, would that, I don't want to use any names as examples because, I don't want to do that. But it's someone else of a similar sort of thing, but they're just they don't have that nice guy reputation. And would people care at all? Would it even be reported? Is this only being talked about because Dave Grohl has this squeaky clean kind of?
If somebody else from some sort of long-term rock and roll reckless maniac had done it, would anyone bat an eyelid? Or would they just nobody would care, would they?
Well, no. I think this impact has just hit a bit harder because it's
because he's a bloody great bloke.
Because he's
or whatever. I mean, does that should then if he's that much of a great bloke, and everybody's been saying he's a great bloke, and they've been dining out on Dave being a great bloke for years, lovely guy. Does that not afford him a little bit of slack, or a bit of respect, or a bit of?
I think
let's not throw a guy under the bus immediately.
This is
like to do that, don't they?
People are outraged though on behalf of his family, which is like. Of course, on some level, but bloody hell, if you were that sensitive to the world's events, you just won't make it through the day, would you? If you were worried about people you don't know,
If you're prepared to, don't let your emotions, don't get wound up on someone else's behalf because somebody else is going through something. Just don't do it to yourself.
No.
It's mad, isn't it? But. Like I said, we don't know the facts. We don't know the facts. They don't know the facts about his family. His family might have known about this. We don't know anything. Nothing, or less than nothing. I mean, again, a similar story, which I talked about to somebody with somebody the other week, actually, funnily enough. And again, another story. I don't know all the facts. I only know what I've been seeing on the internet and stuff. Was Tom from Kasabian. When that guy got kicked,
he got the boot, didn't he?
He got the boot from the band. For some sort of based off the back of some sort of domestic charge with his missus, I think. Don't quote. I don't fancy being taken to court by Tom Megan. Seems like a lovely bloke, right, Tom? But yeah, and he got thrown out of the Kasabian. But from what I can gather, Your Honour, his missus has stood by him all the way. She's like, well, we're getting through this. Yeah, he's had some issues, had some problems. I've forgiven him. It was whatever it happened. It was there's some I don't know. There's some drink involved. It was a one night thing. There was a bust up. Something happened. He went to court. It's dealt with. I'm not splitting up with him. We are together. We'll get through this. I'm going to support him. His band kicked him out the band.
Well, that sounds like it. That sounds like there must have been something. Like they were looking for maybe an excuse. I mean, or a bit like the Tenacious D thing. Where Jack Black could not distance himself fast enough from it. Yeah. And when really the whole thing blew over in a couple of days.
Well, it does, doesn't it? But this is what happens, isn't it? This is as fast as these things are sort of consumed, they are crapped out, aren't they? Forgotten about. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right. Let's think of some other nice guys then, or some other like squeaky clean types. Who's out there really that? Oh well, there was that story about Bon Jovi. I think yesterday, John Bon Jovi,
everybody's hero.
Yeah,
Big John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talked some lady down. I think it was a lady. Off I only read the headline. Talked someone down from jumping off a bridge in Nashville or something. Stopped him
committing suicide. I mean, bloody hell.
That's very cool. Very cool thing to do. However, though,
what were the? Sorry, I don't mean to make light.
What are the chances of it? John Bon Jovi walking past.
Johnny used to work on the dark.
Hey up!
Hey up, love! What's they doing up there? Come down. You'll slip.
That's slippery when wet. Sorry, really, no one died. It's all right. It's all right to make jokes.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't even... Oh, I'd love to get in on this, but I don't know many Bon Jovi
I
tracks
can't.
off the top of my head, to be
I'm
honest.
already like I can't stop my brain trying to make the double entendres. No, not going to do it. Moving on.
Slippery when wet.
So he.
What's the cowboy one? I don't know.
Yeah, we can't really make anything out of that one.
No, anyway, so carry on.
But he did. You'd like to think, and if you were in that situation, you would do the same thing, you know. So while obviously it's commendable and good on you, John.
Oh yeah.
It's fair play, you know.
Well, I suppose in that moment. Well, he is only a human being, but we're all just human beings, aren't we? Suddenly, he ain't a rock star. He's a
Person,
man a man on a mission, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I need to save this fucking person's life here.
Mm-hmm.
So he stops being John Bon Jovi and becomes a hero. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Yeah. Fair play to him. Yeah.
Yeah, the situations like that are great, but I mean that's pretty, like you said, that's a rare, unique opportunity to be virtuous, isn't it? But you know, you get the people that do a lot for charity. I mean, I think.
Well, there's that famous. Sorry to interrupt you there. I do apologise. That's that famous picture of Dave Grohl serving food at the. It's everywhere all the time.
Actually,
the cookout, the barbecue thing.
I think John Bon Jovi's got the same thing as well. I think he goes down and does that, and he ladles out, you know, bovril or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does that take anything away from all these things and all the money they raised, you know, over the years for charities and
it always makes me kind of laugh. I mean, I wasn't around when Ozzy was like people like Ozzy were coming up, but you read his book and some of the shit he has done and some of the shit he has said and gotten away with over the years. You think. I mean, I know these books, these guys are old now and the legends, and this stuff is stuff of folklore, and it's in the past. But you think to yourself, how are we still listening? How have you got away with this stuff, mate? If you'd have done this stuff this day and age, you'd have been, that'd have been the end of it. Like,
but his reputation as a bad boy of rock, you know, that's it. It's like, well, it's expected. It's Ozzy, innit? You know, it's expected.
Yeah. But, it's courted, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, yeah. You get that. I mean, I remember when we went on tour with Ginger and the Towers of London guys. I know there's a bit of an extreme comparison there, but I remember whatever you think of those guys, the Towers of London guys, when they hit the sort of scene. They were in the newspapers, national newspapers, always in bother.
Bad boys.
Now I remember talking to one of them. I can't remember which one was telling me, and they were saying. All that shit was set up. It was set up by the press, by the newspapers. You know, they would buy them drink, you know, whatever, cause bother.
Yeah.
And things would happen. Now you start to understand why things happening on TV, you know, green rooms, and you got him on, you know, what's his face? He was on what's the fuck, mate? What's the quiz show called?
Oh,
Simon
Buzzcocks.
Buzzcocks. Fed him full of booze. Made an absolute tit of himself on TV. And that's like they know what they're doing, don't they? You know, and they get these people are. It's sensationalised, isn't it, by the press?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it seems to be acceptable if it's done that way, doesn't it? Somehow, yeah, it's like a bad boy image thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
not Dave.
Well, there's a. I mean, maybe because I'm I'm into music, and obviously personalities are a massive part of that. But with a band like Foo Fighters, it's just like I don't know. I mean this in the nicest way. It's not exactly edgy, you know what I mean? It's quite sort of
it's very commercial, middle of the road, isn't it?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm slagging him off, which I guess I kind of am in a way. But you know, that kind of not trying to push any boundaries anywhere. It's just like then, you know, middle of the roady kind of, you know.
We've got our thing
for a long time anyway. I don't think they always used to be like that. I think a lot of
amazing.
A lot of the like mid 2000s really, yeah. I don't know. It's just sort of it doesn't fit with that image, doesn't it? This is quite jarring. So
yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna Dave Grohl, you've single-handedly destroyed the good reputation of rock music. You've done that.
You've done that on your own, Dave.
You've done that on your own, Dave.
He hasn't, has he? And it doesn't to me and you and everyone else whinging and whining about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter a shite, does it? It doesn't. I could not care less. I couldn't care less. Keep putting albums out, Dave. I hope you do, mate. I hope it's forgotten about. It's nobody else's business but Dave's. It was so quick to judge people. Like we're all, yeah. We all make mistakes, don't we? We all do things, that we look back on and think, shit, I shouldn't have done that. We're all perfect when it comes to judging other folk, aren't we? Oh, yes, well, Dave, he's
another one
on his missus. It's like
another one. I mean, you get people like Roger Waters, who's been very involved in the whole Israel-Palestine thing for a long time, and there's a lot of people that will not listen to Pink Floyd or Roger Waters again because of that, because of those things. I know quite recently. I'm going to say David Drayman, I think he's called, the Disturbed guy, the singer from Disturbed.
Oh, right, right, wow, yeah, I saw that.
Now, he put some.
He nailed his flag to the fence, didn't he?
So he had put pictures on Instagram of himself signing Israeli bombs. We can only assume are going to be shot into Palestine.
He's not signing them for anyone. Not taking them home, are they?
No.
I'll go in a frame that with that.
And he's obviously got ties to Israel and all that and that. I mean, I was never a big Disturbed fan anyway, but that to me is crossing a line of well, I ain't gonna be. I'm not gonna make any efforts to listen to Disturbed. That to me is so tasteless. It's so tasteless.
I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten all about that. That's a real powerful stance, isn't it? That's a real powerful stance. I mean, Christ on a bike.
Yeah, hell. So that's an example for me. And like I said, I wasn't a big Disturbed fan anyway, but a lot of that cover, well, they're all covers, aren't they? All their big songs. But that's an example of that.
That's a step too far, isn't it?
I'm not. Yeah.
It's a little bit. That's a bit. Yeah.
I'm not into supporting that.
But if that doesn't bother you, then that's your thing. That's up to you, isn't it?
Exactly.
Whatever. If you disagree, it's great. We could have a little debate in the comments. If you have a strong feeling on this, if you are not interested in the lives of the people making the music and could not care less, you just like the music. Not wrong with that. Let us know. Or if you are standing your ground and saying, I will not listen to that music I loved because this person has done this, then that's up to you, isn't it? Yeah. I don't care. But I care enough for you to ask you to put it in the comments, of course. But, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you on it. That's your issue, isn't it? I don't care personally. I find it interesting. I think it's an interesting topic. I
find it interesting though, like you said about the Towers of London and the press spinning them a certain way because it's good for publicity or whatever, selling newspapers. I think the same thing has happened to Dave Grohl over the years, and he's not ignorant to that. He plays up to it. No one's that nice. No one is that bloody nice. I could tell you,
That's what I mean when I say they've dined out on him being the nice guy. They can surely afford him a little bit of flipping slack on this and privacy. And
don't work like that, does it?
No. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It doesn't work like that. No, you're absolutely right. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. No.
So the fact that he's been sort of lauded as this super nice dude over the years is it's why it's making it seem a bit more.
And we're not all flipping. We're not that flipping. We don't see the world through that much rose-tinted spectacles, do we? It's like, oh no, David, you're such a lovely man. What have you done? He's a fucking touring. I mean, I'm not excusing it, of course. Whatever, but he's on. It is what it is. We're humans, human beings. We make mistakes.
Plus, I don't believe it for a second either. I think. No one's that nice, like I said. No one's that bloody nice.
No, that's what I mean, yeah.
He's a guy, and he's... Whenever he's asked about this musician, that musician, and he's all bloody, hey, man, like what you like. Balls to that. Some music is shit, and it needs saving, So...
On next week's podcast, all the shittest bands in the world.
No, but you see this musicians, they're too scared to, say they don't like something. Not,
We've got We've got 10 seconds left. Check out video on YouTube. Keith Richards and what he thinks of 6 artists. I watched it yesterday. It's brilliant. He don't give a shit what he fucking says. He fucking hates everything. He don't hate everything, but he says what he wants.
Watch it. See you next time.
Next week. All right.